Hi everybody, it's Emily, and today is going to be one of my more serious videos. It's kind of tapering off of weight loss, um, just a little bit because I think it's such a detrimental thing that I talk about with you guys, since basically I just kind of like spill all my feelings out to my camera, and I guess if you want to get to know me, then these are just some things that I want you to know and understand about me. So, before I get started and into all of that, I actually just have a few things that I want to kind of dabble into before I talk about that. Okay, so first things first is my sister's birthday is tomorrow. Actually, sorry, I have really poor eyesight if you didn't know. So, okay. So my sister's birthday is tomorrow, and I'm just waiting for her to get home so she can open up all her presents, and I'm so excited. So I want to wish my sister a very happy 22nd birthday. Love you so much, Kai. Okay, the second thing I wanted to talk about was something cool that happened to me. Is me and my best friend, we finally were able to exchange our Christmas gifts. Oh, and by the way, I do understand that this looks a hot mess. I have no excuse. I'm trying to do the whole like scrunch your hair thing, so in the morning my hair is all nice and pretty. So I've got all this product and it's up in this ugly ass bun, and we're hoping for the best. So that's what I can explain about that. Anyways, so me and my best friend, we had our Christmas gift exchange, and it is like the end of January, and yes, this is how we do it. So how we kind of operate is we always try to put a little not that I don't put extra thought into like my immediate family, but as far as like budgets go, you can only afford so much. Like with Christmas time, it's already tight to begin with. So what me and my best friend do is we wait like after Christmas, and then we start buying for each other, because the stress of buying for everybody is out or is gone, and it's chill. So we've been doing that, and so we finally had our gift exchange, and it was fantastic. I got her. Oh my god, I'm gonna tell you guys everything I got them. I have a tendency of going overboard, but I really have fun shopping, and it doesn't hurt anybody. And if it can make them feel good, then that's awesome, right? Okay, so starting with her, I got her a pink, like fluffy North Face coat or jacket. I got her two things of makeup. I got her like the shampoo, conditioner, and dry shampoo set. I got her a blanket. I got her some lip balm, a phone case. Oh, and two perfumes. Yeah. So that's what I got her. I got her husband some beer and some sausage and a poop book and a poop mug, because I don't know why me and him are just obsessed with poop. And yeah, and I got Gavin, which is my godson. I made him a scrapbook, and that was really fun. I got him like this little like sit to stand like little toy so we can learn how to walk. I got him a few like other little gifts. I got him this chest that had an engraving, like his birthday and how much he weighed and everything when he was born. So it was so exciting to give them everything. I love them to death, and it was so awesome to get to spoil them and see the looks on their faces. It was freaking awesome. Um, so yeah, that was a lot of fun. And in turn, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because she got me a gift. She made me this little scrapbook, and it is seriously so beautiful. I don't know if you can see, it says Friends Forever. Trying to get it in the camera. Focus. Okay, so this right here is when we went to the state fair, and we got these henna, and it's like Friends Infinity. And I don't know if the person like just didn't know how to do their job, but it looks awful. Like, we laughed so hard about it. But yeah, so that was cute. And I liked the little Paris background that she made. And she like put little quotes in there. It says, "No friendship is an accident. I'm so happy I met you at the birthday party and later on at April's Halloween party. I'm always here for you to be a listening ear and a shoulder to cry on like I was on that day." And look at all these pictures of us from when we were like children. Like we were literally in the high school bathroom. And I don't know what the hell's happening to my hair in that far left one. And so that's the first page, which I thought was so cute. Second page says, through good times and bad, we have always stuck together. And it's true. Like, we've had some crazy, like, times. I look awful. Of course, I'm a fatso and unhappy in all of these pictures. But just, she's, like, never judged me, so I love her a lot for that. You know, so on and so forth. But there's this last page that just totally had me like bawling. And it's like, it says best godmother ever, basically saying that she couldn't have picked a better godmother, and that, you know, she thinks like she just loves me so much. And it was just one of the best Christmas presents that I've gotten in a really, really long time. It just kind of like pulled on my heartstrings, so I'm so incredibly grateful to have somebody like her. So yeah, so I want to talk about that. I want to dabble in that, and then I wanted to talk a little bit, just kind of a little bit about my weight loss. Oh goodness. Okay, so a little bit about my weight loss. So I still have not got to 95 yet. Like, I'm like teetering on 94. I so badly want to get my 100-pound charm, like so badly, but I gotta be patient, and I gotta know this stuff takes time. I didn't gain it all overnight, but I'm so close. I can taste it, like it's right there. So yeah, and cool fact is I'm now starting to have like a jawline. Like, what's a jaw, guys? It's so exciting. Like, I always was really envious on people that had like really chiseled like jawlines, because I thought that was so pretty. And I didn't know what that was like. I've been like a chubby kid all like my whole life or whatever. So when I was working out tonight, and I'm like, yeah, and then I'm like, whoa, I like them apples, boys. Like, that is like one of the most rewarding things, which leads me to the last thing I want to talk about before I get into the actual video. And this is makeup, the makeup that I'm wearing on my face, and I know it's really like, you're probably like, what? I don't want to talk about this, but I do want to try to do a little makeup on this channel, just because it's like something I really, really love doing, and even more now that I've lost weight, because it's so fun to do. Like, I was always good with makeup, even when I was like bigger. Of course, like, I feel like my face was like all smushed up, so you couldn't really tell how good it looked. So I'm just gonna dive right in, and I don't really own a lot of expensive makeup, so a lot of this is just drugstore. So, okay, so what I start out with is this Maybelline Prime Master, and I just kind of just all over my face, my eyes, everything. And then I went through, and I just bought this today, and I'm so obsessed with it. I think it has like a really matte look. It's called Velvet. Oh Jesus. Okay, it's called Velvet Dream, and it just is really, really pretty, and it's in the shade Ivory. So I like that. And then, oh, this is my favorite. This is the Lumi Glow Amore. It was literally like $8, and I was so happy when I found it. And basically, it's like a little dropper. And you just drop it on there, and it gives your skin like this really, really, really pretty glow. Like, it's very pretty. So I'm very obsessed with that. Then for my eyes, I got this for Christmas from my sisters. This is from Storybook Cosmetics, and it's a Mean Girls palette, and it's so awesome. So the colors are my favorite. It's Butter Carb, Glen Coco, So Fetch, Wednesday, Plastics, Regina George, Cool Mom, Can't Sit With Us, and October 3rd. I love them all. And they're actually really, really pigmented. And for today's look, I used this one right here. And I used this one right here. And I used the white one. And I just kind of put like the light brown on my lower lid. And then I put like the red on kind of like the crease. So I made kind of a cut crease kind of thing. So yeah, so that's what I did for my eyes. And then I used, once again, this is another drugstore brand that I'm really, 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 really obsessed with. This is just the Maybelline gel eyeliner. I love it. If you're not like familiar with gel eyeliner, I love it because you have so much control, and I feel like with a pencil, like you just don't have as much control. So basically you just dip it and just kind of paint it on. So I love it. And then mascara, I use Better Than Sex by Too Faced. Once again, this was literally a gift because I'm too poor to buy that expensive makeup. Even though I want it and I dream about having it, I just don't buy it. So yeah, I used that, and for my lips, I used this NARS lipstick. So that's my look. Okay. So that's how that cookie crumbled. Okay, so now we're going to jump into more of a serious topic. As you can see, I'm going to title the video, I have mental illness. And I do. I don't want to say it's not serious because, you can define serious by however your definition is of that, but to me, it's everything. So I suffer from, I have a generalized anxiety disorder, I have a panic disorder, I have OCD, depression, and just, that's it. But it might not seem like a lot to you guys, but to me, it is absolutely everything. So I guess I realized that I had I think it started out as depression, because I remember being like 5 years old and just sitting on the couch. And I mean, I had a really, really good childhood, and I went outside and I played and I did all that fun stuff. But I literally just remember sitting down and just being numb and just feeling sad. And it was like such a foreign thing, like, to feel sad, because I'm like 5 years old. Like, it's supposed to, like, you're not supposed to feel sad when you're 5, and there was no reason for me to feel sad. I just felt like a deep, gut wrenching sadness. And I remember I just sat there and I was like, Mom, I'm sad. She'd be like, why? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just sad. So that was kind of the first I ever felt, like, first vibe I ever felt with depression. And then as I got older, like, how when you're little, like, you always depend on your mommy to, like, you know, tell the Subway person or to order for you. And then, like, as I got older, my mom was like, all right, go order your food. And I was like, mm-mm. Like, I don't want to. Like, I don't know if I was playing this whole, like, I'm still a baby thing or what. But eventually she was like, no, we're not going in unless you tell me you're going to order your food. And I just could not, for the love of God, I could not do it. And I have no idea why I could not do it. It was just like something inside of me. Like, I couldn't figure out why. So I didn't order my food up until the age of, so freaking embarrassing, probably like 17. Because I was awkward. I didn't want to order my own food. I didn't want anybody to hear me talk. It got so bad, and in the moment that I realized that I needed to be medicated, I love shopping, and there was this little shopping center in the neighborhood that I grew up in, and I was looking through the clothes, and I walked there, but I'm there by myself, and I saw that the manager was kind of like looking at me like she wanted to just come up and do her job and be like, hey, are you finding everything okay? And I literally dodged her because I didn't want anybody to talk to me. I just wanted to be in my own separate world. Like, I'm awkward. You don't waste your time on me, And I literally left the store and I called my mom and I'm crying and she's like, "Why are you crying?" I'm like, "Cause she's gonna talk to me." And I mean, to you guys, this is so stupid. It's so stupid. But I'm 17 years old and I'm afraid for people to talk to me. And I don't know why. It was like when I was in like a school, like in school, I was fine. I did get made fun of quite a bit, like growing up. Um, but who didn't? You know, it was just a normal. I was just a normal teenager, except for when it came to things like that. Um, I really didn't have a lot of friends at that point in time either. Like I had a lot of school friends, but not a lot of friends that I hung out with outside of school at that point. Um, so yeah, so I went to the doctor and they asked me. So basically, how they test you for anxiety or anything is they give you like the doctors like, so you think you have like, you know, anxiety or depression or whatever. Like yeah, and then they just leave you alone in this room and you have like a questionnaire that's like, how sad do you feel today? Like A, very sad, B, not sad, C, you know, extremely happy, you know, just things like that. And so I answered it, and I thought there would be so much more diagnosis and like so much more they would do to determine. But he came back and he said, "Okay, so you have anxiety, and we're gonna start you off on Zoloft and this and that." And I was like, "Okay," like I knew I had anxiety, like I knew that something was not right, but I was like, that just seems like me taking like that medication. It just seems like scary, just because all I did was fill out a piece of paper. Like there was, I guess I thought that there was gonna be like some kind of like brain like scans or something like stupid like that. But so I started taking the Zoloft and kind of little bit by little bit my I don't want to say my brain started to alter, but I started becoming a truer form of myself. I no longer had to have my mom order for me. I was up at Subway like, "Can I please get," you know, just being goofy, being like who I always internally had been, but I had been just kind of like stuck in this like sad box. And so to get out was really cool. So I've been, I don't, I'm not cured, but I've been cured from being awkward for maybe, well, since 17, so we're almost, you know, almost a good 10 years. So yeah, so that's how I kind of came to know that I had a really bad anxiety disorder. And it it worsened. So there was a point in time, probably I think I had just like graduated high school, and I want you guys to know that when I started getting, okay, so I had migraines. I started getting all these migraines. And I'm going to tell you right now, it was probably contributed to stress. I worked at a job that was very stressful. Um, I drank soda like nobody's business. It wasn't diet soda. It was literally like full-fledged, like Mr. Pibb. Every day I was probably, like I hadn't gotten to my heaviest weight yet, but I was probably like 270 or 280. I felt absolutely like shitty about myself. Um, I smoked cigarettes. I probably would smoke a pack and a half a day. And then I got these migraines and I was like, I don't know why this is happening to me. Like, I just don't understand. Um, so yeah, so all that was happening and I went in and I talked to the doctor about it and they put me on this medication called Topamax. And I don't know if anybody's on Topamax. I don't recommend it. It made me crazy. So basically what we found out is that it I'm trying to think how to phrase it. Like it heightened all my anxieties. Like heightened. Like to the point where I almost backtracked to how I was before I got on the medication, but it was amplified. Like I was literally afraid of a puppy. I was afraid of a puppy. Now granted, I had got attacked by a dog like a few years previously, but I was scared of a puppy. What the fuck? And like inside I was like, what? Like I know this is weird, this is wrong. And I even like reached out to people that I had gone to high school with, and I don't know if they knew what to do with me at that point in time. It was weird. It was weird. And I knew it was weird and I did not know how to stop it. So I ended up losing my job. I also had a stalker at the time, so that made that a lot worse. Like he just started texting me and I was freaked out because how the fuck did he get my number? Like all this was happening. It was bad. And then it kind of metastasized into a bigger situation where, um, so my anxiety made it to a point like where I felt like I had, like I was choking, I guess. I felt like I couldn't breathe, and I constantly was thinking that there was something like more wrong with me. Like it started out as migraines, it then turned into I felt like I couldn't breathe, and and I was scared. I was like, there's something seriously wrong with me. Um, so eventually, I got taken off the Topamax. Oh, and side note is while I was taking the Topamax, I had a guy friend at the time that was like, you know how bad that Zoloft is for you? Like, it's going to make you turn into a zombie. I respected his opinion, and I still respect it because everybody's going to feel their own way about whatever. Um, but he was like, it's going to turn you into a zombie. And of course, I'm like, oh, you can't have that. Um, so I got off of the Zoloft as I was taking the Topamax. So those interfering, like me not being on it and me being on Topamax, was just a very, very, very bad, harsh mixture. So I got off the Topamax, and I was, it had been like a week or two, and I started feeling a little bit back to normal, but I had like a therapy appointment still, um, and the lady, and I told her, I was like, I think I'm going nuts, I'm going crazy. And she was like, no. She's like, honey, like everything you're experiencing is a side effect of that medication. Like like that medication is a hardcore like brain medicine. Like it's actually true for people that have like bipolar disorder and this and that. And I was using it to treat migraines, which by the way, I have not had a migraine since 2013. So the medication does work. It does do what it says it's going to do, but it has so many side effects that I don't recommend. I'd rather have a migraine. Probably just treat it with exercise, not or less soda and no cigarettes. Is probably what could have helped immensely. Um, and she was like, "No, you are fine. Everything's gonna be okay." Yada yada yada. And I don't know if that's all I need to hear, but it took me about 2 or 3 weeks, and I was back. I was back to normal. I was back, and I was happy. Probably not happy, but I was normal. I felt like me again. Like I said, I've never really been happy because I've never been happy with my outside appearance, but we're getting there, right? Okay. So I know I wanted to talk about a few other things here. Oh, a lot of people ask all the time, like, why do you have anxiety? And to be honest, I have no idea at all why I have anxiety. I don't know. I don't have any traumatic childhood experiences that I can remember, at least. Now, I will say that they are finding that genetics are linked into it. So neither my mother or father have anxiety, at least not diagnosed. My mother does have the depression disorder. Her mother, my grandmother, has anxiety. So I feel like I'm a lot like her. So my grandmother never drove, and I guess she never swam, from what I hear. So like she was afraid of water. Um, so yeah, I think that genetics are passed down, I guess, in a sense. So and how the anxiety affects me now. Um, so I'm very OCD. Um, so I have a schedule that I work off, right? Um, so I wake up in the morning, I go to work, I have to eat a healthy lunch, come home, I have to clean. Like the whole house has to be clean before I go to bed. I cannot stand a dirty house. And that's how OCD affects me. But it's also been good in managing my weight loss because, I mean, I have a real like fire behind my ass, like to go to the gym because it's part of my routine now. And if you can only imagine, like being heavier and trying to convince yourself to get out of your old routine when you have OCD, it's very, very hard. So that's the OCD aspect. Now, as far as the like anxiety itself, so I don't drive. I am 25 years old and I've never held a license of any kind. I remember when I was younger, and I moved schools, and I wanted the girls that I used to hang out with to think that I was like cool. So they'd be like, "Hey, can you come over or whatever?" And I'd be like, "No, sorry, my license is has expired." Something. I was literally like 17 years old. My license had not expired. Like they were probably like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Or I said that it was suspended because I got in an accident, and just I made up all these lies, and I like look back now and I'm like, that was so stupid. Like I should have just told them, sorry, I don't drive, I have anxiety. But a lot of people like shame, like that's a bad stigma, and this and that or whatever. So I don't drive. Would I like to drive? Of course. More than anything, actually. So that's one of the major goals that I'm going to get into. I know that I want to continue with my weight loss journey. I would like to get to goal weight, and then I want to focus on schooling, and then I want to focus on driving. And I'm going to get a lot of people this, and I hear this all the time. Well, don't you think you need a car to go to school? I'm just trying to do stuff in the order of importance to me. And when it's meant to be, it's going to happen. But it's just what it is at this point. I'm not going to put myself in a position to just feel clammy. Like every time I get I've driven before. Like I have been behind a wheel before, and I just get very clammy. I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm gonna do something wrong, or I mostly feel like I'm gonna do something wrong. And I think that weight loss is helping like with the self-confidence as far as that goes. But so I don't drive. And that's the biggest thing when people are like, wow, you don't drive? And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And actually, like as far as like dating goes and like talking to guys, I absolutely hate telling them, being like, oh, by the way, I don't drive, so can you pick me up? And then that makes me even more anxious, because what if I go on a date with a serial killer? I don't even have the option to get away. So yeah, I don't drive. So that's one thing. So basically, how my brain works is, I don't know if you guys have ever seen like the Final Destination movies, but like, so everything that could go, like the most craziest shit happens in Final Destination. And that's how my brain like is going like a million miles a minute. Like it's constantly thinking, what bad is gonna happen? What can happen? What can happen? What can happen? And it's so ridiculous. And I know that something ain't right. Like I know. But I do want to put a disclaimer out there that I live a very normal life, and a lot of people do not know that I have anxiety or depression or OCD or anything like that unless I openly tell them. Um, so yeah, and I say a lot, so sorry. Um, ridiculous. I am just ridiculous. But I do want to put out there that if somebody opens up to you and tells you that they have anxiety, the last thing they want you to do is to be their therapist, to tell them what they can do, to tell them like what steps to take. Because if you don't think we don't think about it every single day, every single minute of our lives, you're sadly mistaken. I will get there one day. I'll never be cured, but I will be totally okay with myself. And I just wanted to make this video to kind of shed some light on who I am as a person. And it was really hard for me to make this video because this is kind of digging into like one of my insecurities. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video, and I hope somebody out there can relate to it, and I hope that somehow it gives somebody hope, because even when you feel like you're down and there's no place to go, I've been there before, and I'm always here for anybody. If anybody needs to talk, you can message me. I'll leave my Facebook link or my Twitter link down below. So just share this video with anybody that you feel like needs help or feels like there's no end in sight, because you will be okay. We'll all be okay, and we'll help each other. Love you guys.